Hello, Huskies, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk a Latte podcast with Christian and Jamie. I am Jamie, one of your hosts. However, Christian is not here with me today, but I have two lovely guests in his place. So, lovely guests, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Sarah Sumler-Smith. I am the pastor at Good Shepherd and a campus pastor with Lutheran Campus Ministry.
And I'm Rob Bishop. I am the Assistant Dean for Academic Conduct, and I serve as the liaison to the Cooperative Campus Ministries.
All right, and our topic for the podcast today is Faith Fair, and I guess all things faith as well, because we are going to talk about what the Faith Fair is. It is a great event that goes on every fall, as well as just getting involved if you are looking to pursue and continue your faith while you are here at Michigan Tech. So let's start with the Faith Fair. What is the Faith Fair?
So the Faith Fair is an opportunity for our student campus ministry groups and our local congregations and faith groups to table on our campus and share with our students, faculty, and staff the resources and support that they provide to the local community.
Awesome. And what time of the year is the Faith Fair normally held?
It happens in the fall. We try to get a sunny day, and we try to have it a couple weeks after K-Day, but an opportunity for our students, faculty, and staff to come and get some good information.
Awesome. What are some of the organizations that normally join the Faith Fair?
So we have our student faith-based organizations that sign up for it. We also have our local churches and faith-based groups that have an opportunity to also sign up. So we have a variety of faiths, whether it is Jewish, Muslim, Christian, or other, and they can have an opportunity to meet our students.
Awesome. And who sponsors this event, or who puts on this event, the Faith Fair?
So it's a combination. Student Affairs puts it on with Cooperative Campus Ministries, but within Student Affairs, it is the Dean of Students Office, it is our student support and mentorship, and also our student leadership and involvement.
Awesome. And just out of genuine curiosity, how did you both become involved with the Cooperative Campus Ministry?
Well, I have been involved with the Cooperative Campus Ministries ever since I started at Michigan Tech. And so originally I was in student leadership and involvement, but it was called student activities at the time. And there was a local minister, Bucky Beach, who I was affiliated with because I worked with him at Finlandia. And he invited me to join this group, and I've been with them for 30-some years.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, and I came into Cooperative Campus Ministries just 2 years ago when I started at Good Shepherd. So Rob, I believe, invited me, and it's been a great way to connect with people across kind of campus ministries and different religious orgs on campus.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And transitioning into that as well, I know you've done a great job with involving our international students and holding a bunch of, inclusive, open events to our students in the community. So can you talk a little bit more about that and what resources that you provide at your church?
Sure. Yeah. So Good Shepherd is right down the road on College Avenue, between campus and town. So we realized that our location makes it convenient for students, whether they're there for something faith-based or a needs-based thing. So for example, every Tuesday night, we offer a free student community meal. This is an opportunity for students to come and just get something home cooked, find some community, a warm space. It's not religious. It's just food. It also, what's unique about it, we offer a place for students to volunteer. So on any given Tuesday, we'll have anywhere between 6 and 12 students who are cooking the meal from 5 to 6:30. And at 6:30, anybody who wants to can just show up and eat what we make. And while we kind of follow Michigan health codes and all of that, we are not professional cooks. So you kind of get what you get, but it's pretty much 98% of the time delicious and turns out great. So the community meal is a great space where we have people from all across campus life. It's a great place to mix, to mingle, to find a place to serve, or just a place to find fellowship and food. So, yeah.
Do you have any other events throughout the year, or maybe, like you said, volunteer opportunities as well? I know a lot of our students are looking to get involved in the community, and they're not really sure where to start.
Yeah. So one opportunity we have coming up is Lutheran Campus Ministry will be sponsoring an alternative spring break trip in which we'll be building houses with Habitat for Humanity. So we'll take Michigan Tech spring break, and we will head south, one of two locations, either Arkansas or to Asheville, North Carolina. We're still deciding. But it's a great opportunity to simply do something good with your time, to make memories, make meaning. And again, this is kind of opportunity. You don't have to be Christian or Lutheran to join us. It's a way to just, for whatever your reasons, to serve others. And we have a lot of fun doing it. So we have interest meetings coming up here this coming Sunday, the 12th at 11:30, and then the following Tuesday, the 14th at 7 at Good Shepherd. Or anyone can reach out to me if they're interested. It's just $200 to be a part of the trip, and everybody's welcome.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun and a great opportunity to give back as well.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned too, with some of these events, you don't have to have a specific religious affiliation to attend. So either of you, which information or what advice would you give to some students that may want to pursue their faith, that they're not sure where to start, they're not sure who to go to? Where would you suggest that they start?
Well, on the Dean of Students webpage, we do have information about the local faith groups, and so they could go there and check that out. They can also contact Sarah or myself, and we can try to connect them to whatever they're looking for.
Yeah. When I was an undergraduate student, I studied kind of global religions was my major, and I've been involved in some form of interfaith work kind of ever since. And so I commend to them. We have a group called QNF Face United that puts on events in the community. We just had a peace event for the International Day of Peace on the 21st. And whether they connect to myself or Rob, we might be able to point them in the right direction of kind of where they're seeking or what they're looking for in a faith tradition.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always checking out the Student Scoop, too. I know I see a lot of events from these organizations or just activities they're getting involved in. I know we did mention K-Day as well. We had a whole episode dedicated to that in season 1, where Taylor from Student Leadership and Involvement joined. So that's another great way to join and see what you're interested in. So in terms of local churches, I mean, I know we've talked a lot about in previous episodes, like different resources that they provide. We've already talked about yours. What are some other churches that may be surrounding Michigan Tech, within walking distance from campus that students could check out?
Well, Trinity Lutheran, which is in Chassell, if you're going that direction, one of the things that they do is they have a mobile food pantry that happens like every 4 months. Actually, there will be one coming up in November. And so that's an opportunity for our students that if they need any type of food assistance, they can go there. They need to bring some type of box or a laundry basket to get their items. But Trinity also offers a 24/7 food pantry that students can access if they need something. And then there's the Canterbury House. They offer a free meal on Wednesday nights. And they also have a food pantry that students can get. And then their church, Trinity Episcopal, also has a food pantry that students can gather food from.
Awesome.
When I think about like spiritual resources, often like meditation is something that students from across the religious spectrum might be interested in. And there's several opportunities in our area people might not be aware of. So Heart of the Kiwana Sangha is meets in the tradition of Thich Nhat Hanh, and they have meetings. They're led by a lay minister named Carol Grafford. She's wonderful. They have meetings on Mondays right here in town. And then at Good Shepherd, actually, we have 2 sitting meditation groups in the Zen tradition that happen on Friday nights at 7 or on Sunday afternoons at 4:30. So just so that students are aware that there's meditation resources in the community. I believe the library even has a meditation room.
Yeah.
I haven't found it yet. I need to go look, but just so that they know there's ways to support their spiritual health in ways like that.
Yeah, and I think there is a really important tie between that as well, and offering events such as that is amazing for our students as well.
Yeah.
Do you know of any other maybe support groups or something that maybe? I mean, obviously, our counseling services here at Michigan Tech, they'll have different events and sessions going on, but do you know of anything outside for maybe from these churches?
That's a good question. Yeah, nothing directly like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, another topic that I wanted to discuss is the Keweenaw Faiths United, and I think you already mentioned this, Sarah, as well. What is Keweenaw Faiths United?
So Keweenaw Faiths United is a local interfaith organization that came together in 2019 in the wake of a graffiti incident, a hate crime at Temple Jacob, a Jewish community in Hancock. And at that time, other religious leaders in the area got together in support of Temple Jacob to basically say, that's not okay in our community. And from there, a group was born that exists to promote peace and bridge building in our community across religious divides. And that's had a number of iterations over these years. If you notice around town, there's peace poles in various locations. That's Keweenaw Faiths United. They also worked to have Houghton and Hancock designated as International Studies of Peace, which means we do a certain amount of activities that are like community peace building activities every year. And most recently, Keweenaw Faiths United has gotten together mostly for just bridge building and community. We put on 3 or 4 luncheons a year, at which we've had upwards of 30 people from 25 different faith communities there eating, mostly like either lay leaders or pastors or religious leaders there to just get to know each other over a meal and intentional conversation. It really is to just get to know our neighbors, and so that we can be a better community to one another.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely being a small, close-knit community as well. I feel like events such as that are very, very important. So, thank you for helping out with that and obviously helping put that on. And I forgot what else I was going to say. Cut that out. I had something free-balling on the top of my head. I don't remember. So, and another question that I have for you guys is, what is the Abraham Book Study?
Yeah, so coming up this month, the end of the month, this is put on by Keweenaw Faiths United. There is a group who are going to be studying a book by Bruce Fielder. It's just called Abraham. And essentially it is a way to be in dialogue around a shared ancestor. So Christianity, Islam, and Judaism all have a shared ancestor in Abraham. And so Pastor Bucky Beach, who is a retired Lutheran pastor, and then Susan Brock of Temple Jacob are helping sponsor dialogues around this book, across Christian, Jewish, and Muslim lines. We've invited our friends from Muslim Student Association to be a part as well, and just hope to have a moment to talk about what connects us versus what divides us. So that will start on Wednesday the 29th. They'll have it at Portage Library, and people can be a part, whether they read the book or just want to come for some really interesting interfaith dialogue and see how people are able to come together across differences in a real way in our own community. So that's for 3 weeks starting on Wednesday the 29th at the library. So, yeah.
And if people are interested in joining the group, they can email Bucky Beach at bsbeach@mtu.edu.
Okay, awesome. And for all these other events as well, obviously we've talked about them here, but in the future, if there are events that are being held, where can students find this information? Is this advertised somewhere or a website they can go to?
We try to put it on Involvement Link, but also what they can do is they can contact Sarah or myself, and we try to, put postings out on campus and let students know what's going on. So hopefully they can see what we're putting on.
Yeah. And Keweenaw Pace United has a Facebook page. They kind of use that as their website to just post events and what's going on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of events, it sounds like, all across the community.
Yeah.
But I guess in closing, what would be, in your thoughts, some of the benefits of joining these organizations or getting involved in the community, helping volunteer at these events?
Yeah. I think when you're a student, it's easy to think of yourself as one-dimensional. Like, I am just studying my engineering, but we're always a whole person, mind, body, spirit. And for students not to take for granted how much a resource tapping into your spiritual or psychological kind of well-being can be. So whatever that looks like for them, whatever community they find that in, to not forget that that's a part of being human, and we have all these resources on campus and in the community to support them in that way. Yeah.
So I guess in closing, what I'd like to share with them is the Cooperative Campus Ministry Group. What they do is they may have noticed that there was a religious preference card that they received as an incoming student. So we are the ones that do that, and we try to connect them with our local churches and faith-based groups. We recently had Taste of Faith, which is an opportunity for students to come and enjoy a 4-course meal and to have fellowship with other students. We also do the Martin Luther King prayer service. And then the final thing that they may have noticed is that during the senior walk, we have an aid station that we provide hot dogs and water to the students that participate in that. And so Cooperative Campus Ministries is very active with the students, and we just hope that they connect with us and that they participate in pursuing their faith and having a good time.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you both, Sarah and Rob, for being here today and talking a little bit about all things faith and as well as the Faith Fair. As they mentioned, you can always reach out to them if you have any questions. Otherwise, checking out their Facebook, the involvement link. But until then, we hope to see you at one of the events that they talked about today. And we will see you guys next time for another episode of the Talk a Latte podcast.
This has been an IPS production with Michigan Tech University. If you would like to be featured in a future episode, reach out to us at ips@mtu.edu or come to our office in the administration building. Bye!